It's your girl Suzanne Christine Sudan. We here, Freedom Move 9. I want y'all to make sure that y'all follow and subscribe Black People Media. Go follow, go to their website, go on their YouTube, check it all out. Freedom Move 9. Sudan.
You lit right now.
Oh, yeah. Hey, it's King Leon X, the Human Liberating Rock with Mike Africa on the move. What is it? What is that?
What is what? Move?
On the move. What is move? What is on the move?
Move is an organization.
Okay.
Organization that works to free life. And on the move is exactly what we are. We on the move. We on the move to roll over the system and bombard them with information and to open up the people's minds so that they can see what's really happening with the world and get involved and feel encouraged to make change.
Okay.
That's what move is.
Okay. How long has that been around?
50 years by now. The above ground chapter move has been around now for almost 50 years.
When you said above ground, what do you mean by that?
Well, John Africa started the MOVE organization, and long before the above ground chapter started, he was working all over the world, planting the seed of revolution in different places and countries, so that when the above ground chapter started, when they came at us, even if they eliminated every one of us, the seed had been planted so people would know to continue to the seed of revolution correctly.
Okay, yeah. That's deep.
Yeah.
That's real deep. So you mentioned John Africa.
John Africa.
So
yeah.
People might not know who
John
that
Africa is the founder of the MOVE organization. He's the one who wrote the teaching and the strategies and guidelines of MOVE belief.
Okay. And just real briefly, because I know it's probably lifelong training, never-ending study of the beliefs. What's some simple principles that John Africa presented that will increase the quality of all of our lives?
There's only one thing you got to do and to be involved in the teaching of John Africa, and that is to live as much as you can in accordance with the dictates of nature. That is it. And when you realize that the system has been built and put here in the way that it is, they interfere with you doing that every day. And because of that belief to try to live as close as you can to the dictates of nature, you're always on guard trying to do that because the system has polluted our air, so you can't breathe naturally the way God dictates. You can't drink water because it's polluted. They got Dasani instead of water. They got all these different.
What's the difference? People think Dasani is water. They might not catch that.
Read the label. It doesn't say. It says purified water. What does purified mean? If they're saying that it's purified, that means that there was something in it that they had to clean out of it. If they are purifying the water, they're not subtracting the thing that was in the water. That means they're adding a chemical to it to try to clean the poison that was in it. But John Africa taught us that when you add something to something, you got something else. So what you got ain't water, it's some other potion that they came up with, found a way to market it and bottle it and make as much money for Coca-Cola and Pepsi with that Aquafina as they can. Damn the water. People are so crazy. People have been so twisted by this system that if you told people, look here, man, we're going to go down the road, we're going to deal with that factory, we're going to eliminate the factory. People start saying things like, well, what about the jobs? People need employment. They say people need employment. Well, you could have just told them that people need air and that the factory is poisoning the air, but they're more concerned with the job than they are the breath that God gives them. Without the air being clean, they ain't gonna have a job because they ain't gonna be alive. But people are so confused that they will compromise air for air pollution just for the sake of a job. People are so confused that if you talk to people about how these nuclear plants are dumping poison in the river, that they will compromise the river and the animals in the river and the animals that drink from the river. They will compromise all the life rather than eliminating that Sunoco station or that Texaco station or that Exxon Mobil. They will compromise all that health just for the sake of a dollar. And there's no different than these politicians. These politicians, what John Africa said, these politicians would denounce their mother. They would deny that they were born of parents. They would burn their birth certificate if they thought it would cost them a vote or threaten their influence. And this is the way that these people have trained people to think. They train them in schools, they train them in church, they train them and amongst each other, amongst their friends. They train them with the TV. They train them with the internet. They train them with Facebook. Everything that you see has been geared towards training the people's minds so that they work for the system and they aimlessly follow the system no matter how dangerous or deadly it is. And they keep on going with it. And that is why John Africa is so important. John Africa has taken the blinders off of Move people. Right. And that's why he's been targeted, and Move people have been threatened by the system because we are a threat to the system.
Okay. So, what with John Africa, how would he use social media, if at all?
John Africa said, we will use every facet of this system to destroy the system. He said, we will use a bridge to cross to get from one place to the other. And when we finish with that bridge, we will blow that motherfucker up.
Okay.
John Africa used anything.
Okay. I understand. So, you Mike Africa.
That's right. Junior.
Mike Africa Jr. So Mike Africa Senior is your...
My father is Mike Africa, and he is one of the Move 9. And my mother is Debbie Africa, and she's one of the Move 9. The Move 9 are 9 people that were arrested and put in prison, and they were given a 30-year minimum, 100-year maximum in prison. And they are still in prison 38 years later on false accusations that a cop was killed. So they are in prison for the accusation of killing a cop. Mind you, the women, the Move women, there were 4 Move women who were arrested. They don't even have a weapons charge on them. However, the cop was killed with a bullet, but they still went to prison for a murder charge. This is the corruption that we're talking about.
And your mother's one of those.
My mother's one of those. People don't understand how deep this thing goes. If I talk to you, I could talk to you and give you enough information about John Africa and the Move organization for a week and not even give you all the examples between 1972 and 1974. There's so much information. I was born a political prisoner. My mother had me, she was 8 months pregnant when she got locked up. And I was born in a prison cell a month later. And there's a lot of history.
So you was born a political prisoner.
Born a political prisoner.
So how about talk about that? What do you remember from that? Do you remember anything?
Not really. I was only a day old.
yeah, but did they say anything?
Yeah, I heard a lot about it. People said that when I was so Janet, one of the Move sisters, part of the Move 9, she announced it in court that I was born, right? Because John Africa, this is one thing that people don't understand about Move. They think that Move, some people think that Move is a soft group. They think we like hippie type soft people, right? Because we said we are nonviolent, but we ain't stupid, right? We believe in self-defense. You hit me in the face, you're gonna get a fight. And if you ain't stronger than me, you ain't gonna win. I'm gonna kick your ass. But if you are, well then we all get involved.
Right.
Because we're a family, and we eat as a family, we dress as a family, we fight as a family. And so when my mother was, John Africa gave Move people this understanding and muscles and strength and wisdom of how to have babies and naturally. So when I was being born, people expected to have to listen for the sound of the screams and hollers, right? Listen for her screaming for the guards to come and get her a doctor or medicine or whatever. And because she was so strong, because of the teaching of John Africa, she had me without any doctors or hospitals or medicines or.
Did she have a cellmate in there?
She did.
Okay.
All the movements.
Wow.
So when I was born, Janet, a couple days later, Janet went to court. She had to go to court that day, and she told the court, she said, "Look, Mike Africa," well, she said Debbie Africa gave birth to a healthy baby boy, and he's there, and he. I want you to know, and she kept announcing it. She announced it so many times, the judge told her if she announced it again, she getting kicked out the courtroom. But she kept announcing it anyway. And they kicked her out of the courtroom. But before they kicked her out, she let everybody know, the news reporters, the stenographer, the judges, all the people there, she let them know so that it could be on record. Years later, I asked her, I said, why did you continue to do that until you got locked up? She said, if I didn't, they would have killed you and said you never existed. Because they've done it before. They did it with Life Africa. Janine Africa, who is at the prison right now, one of the Move 9, after 38 years in prison. They killed her baby. The cops killed her baby on March 28, 1976. And because that baby was born at home and didn't have a birth certificate, they said he didn't exist. Even though there's pictures of him, of his dead body, laying in a box, and blood, and wounded, and a footprint of the police.
I never knew that. Did you ever know that?
I heard it from this conference.
We got to get out.
That's where I heard it. Man, like, how can they, if people hearing about Move,
Anybody want to know about Move? You want to learn more? You want to contact Move people? You can call, hey Mona.
What?
What's the number? What's the number, Mona?
Huh?
This is Black Media.
yeah,
Black People Media.
yeah, Black People Media.
What's the number they can contact Move to?
215-386-1165.
Move.
Thank
It's the
you.
legendary Ramona Africa.
Hey, thanks so much, Mike.
Hey, bro.
Hey, we want to sit down with you for real.